Man, I hate the Cleveland Browns. I hate every bit of them. Baker Mayfield really just becoming more and more of a prick each and every day. His comments about Sam Ellinger, that little kid who's like 4 years younger than him. Baker Mayfield's so misinformed. He's just talking a bunch of smack for no reason at all. And Baker Mayfield, the writer didn't do him a solid. He was surprised at the Daniel Jones pick. But again, Baker Mayfield's just like Jalen Ramsey. He's very misinformed. He just listens to what the media tells him. He thinks he's above the media, thinks he comes up with his own unique quotes, but really he doesn't. And, right there, he was with a writer at dinner, and he was watching the NFL draft. And that writer completely did throw him under the bus. A lot of people were surprised. A lot of people hated the Daniel Jones pick at number 6. So what he said in a vacuum might not have been awful. But Baker Mayfield just thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. And it used to be endearing when Baker Mayfield was an underdog, when he was a walk-on, when he didn't have complete and total power. But now Baker Mayfield is taking a victory lap, and he's done nothing in his career. He hasn't won any playoff games yet. He had one decent season. And Baker, I like the quarterbacks who do a lot, like a Peyton Manning, a Tom Brady, a Drew Brees. I like quarterbacks who do a lot, and then they don't say a lot. They're very humble in winning. That's kind of how I like it. Baker Mayfield was fun, but now Baker Mayfield's becoming obnoxious. In Cleveland, Odell Beckham I think he's obnoxious. I do. That comment he said about the Giants sending him to Siberia, first of all, the Cleveland Browns, his best friend plays in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield's a talented rookie quarterback. John Dorsey is a guy who Gettleman knows, okay? Cleveland has Myles Garrett. They have talent. They also have a good tight end, David Njoku. You have Nick Chubb. You have offensive linemen that are projected to be pretty good offensive linemen. So the Cleveland Browns are projected to be like an 8 or a 9 win team. They're not the Miami Dolphins. They're not the Cincinnati Bengals. They're not some really crappy organization. It's not the Detroit Lions. It's not the Washington Redskins. Right now, Cleveland has actually some talent. And if they work together and stay humble, Cleveland might be able to compete with Pittsburgh for a spot at the division of the AFC North. But Baker Mayfield insulting Daniel Jones. I love Daniel Jones so much. The kid is just a great kid. I hope Daniel continues to stay humble. I loved his response today. He said Baker Mayfield's a great quarterback and a really, really good player. Daniel Jones is humble. He's everything I want in a quarterback, and I'm really proud to support him, and I'm proud that he's going to be a guy that is going to represent the New York Giants, because that's what I really care about. I care about the Giants being represented in a light that I can respect. I like that when I share the New York Giants and I share the interviews and I share the team's content to my friends and family. Some of them might not even be Giants fans. I want the Giants to represent class above all else. I do want them to win. I am a competitor. But for me, I value class, being humble, and representing the franchise in really an awesome first-class way, not getting into trouble off the field, and drafting high-character guys. And that's what Dexter Lawrence is. That's what Baker is. That's what Julian Love is. That's what Corey Ballantyne is. These guys are all really good humans, really good people that have dealt with adversity before, that have gone to really good colleges, that are really cerebral guys like a Golden Tate. And I just love how mature this team is. And that's why I'm so excited about the Giants this year. With Odell Beckham Jr., though, Odell Beckham is all full of quotations. He wants to win, but he also wants to break Jerry Rice's record. So pick one or the other. If you want to win, you got to be a decoy sometimes. You got to be like an Edelman. You got to be like Stephon Diggs. Sometimes you're not going to get the football that much. You got to be a team player. Look at Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez, sometimes Larry Fitzgerald. These guys, sometimes they are decoys for bigger plays to happen. And Odell Beckham wants to be the center of attention. He wants the whole offense to rotate around him. He wants to get all these yards. And he's very, very sensitive about everything. And also, he, behind Eli and Pat Shurmur's back, he insults them. He doesn't prop up their quarterbacks. He doesn't prop up the team at all. You know, all he does is complain and whine about his situation, and he's just a whiner. He would have whined if he was still on the Giants and the Giants elected Daniel Jones, and he would have been, and now he's whiny in Cleveland, saying that the Giants, tried to send him off to a place where football dreams die. You could look at Cleveland in a historical tense, but Cleveland has a lot of young talent, and in this league, things change in a year. It's not like with basketball where shitty organizations stay crappy for a long time. Cleveland has drafted well. They've drafted some talent. They have a chance to actually be good. Odell should be excited about his new season. Instead, he's obsessed with harping on the New York Giants. And frankly, it's so annoying. And the people that are Odell Beckham fans, I don't know how you can't see this evidence still and still think that the Giants should have kept Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham is the biggest reason why he held the Giants back. He held the Giants back from winning because he could not elevate the offense with his star play. He'd be an annoying gnat for Eli Manning and the quarterback. He didn't get along with his offensive linemen. He separated the locker room. And the reason why nobody is going to insult Odell Beckham is because, first of all, things in the locker room should stay in the locker room. You should take the high road and not insult a player publicly. And also, Odell Beckham has a lot of social media clout. He has a lot of people online, and they'll just start spamming you. And frankly, when a teammate leaves or a coworker gets fired, you don't have to address things about their personality. So the Giants have experienced Odell Beckham. They're turning the page, and I'm excited about this season. Baker Mayfield and the Browns' most unlikable, cocky, self-entitled team that hasn't accomplished anything. This isn't the Cleveland Browns where they haven't won anything. Their fans are loyal. It's a homegrown team. It's a free agent team. Kareem Hunt, Odell Beckham, Baker, Jarvis Landry acquired in free agency. This isn't a team that has struggled together. This isn't a team that is young and grown together. This is a free agent team. These aren't guys that have played together for a long time. And now everybody wants to say that the Cowboys aren't America's team. It's the Cleveland freaking Browns that are America's team. And Baker Mayfield's America's quarterback. That's disgusting. The Cleveland Browns are cocky, they're arrogant, and I really hope that they lose, and I hope that they lose big. I like what the Pittsburgh Steelers have done. I like James Washington. I love James Conner. James Conner represents everything good about football, a cancer survivor. The Steelers are quiet. Mike Tomlin's dealt with a lot of adversity. I hope Mike Tomlin slams Freddie Kitchens on the football field this year. Not literally, but I hope the Steelers can show, because the Steelers and the Rooney family, they have the ability. They've done it before. Cleveland, overnight, and half the people that are Cleveland fans online, they're not Cleveland fans. They're just fans of the players. It's not the homegrown Cleveland Browns diehard fans that have been with this team for the ups and downs and the struggles. It's fans taking the easy way out. It's young kids that don't have any skin in the game that are going to Cleveland and rooting for the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are pathetic. The Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants, the Eagles, every other team is more of a homegrown team. This is a free agency, put everything together impulsively sort of team. Why should this be a team that everybody gets behind? Why? They're not humble. They've never had any adversity as a team yet ever. The Cleveland Browns fans that have been in Cleveland have dealt with Hugh Jackson, have dealt with Brandon Weeden, Mike Pettin, Eric Mangini, a bunch of shitty coaches. They've dealt with horrific coaches. They have been through the adversity. The people of Cleveland, the fans that have been fans since Holcomb was there, since Tim Couch was there, since Peyton Hillis was running the ball, since Braylon Edwards was on the team with Brady Quinn. Those are the people that should be rewarded when the Browns win. Those small few. But the rest of the media and everybody getting on Cleveland's nuts, it's frankly disgusting. Cleveland is a disgusting team to root for, and I hate them. And Baker Mayfield spouting off, he has become insufferable. He used to be a guy that was cool, would talk a little bit of smack here and there, would have that confidence. Now he's getting into everybody's business. He's like, Daniel Jones sucks. He's like, Sam Ehlinger is lame. He's like, Cliff Kingsbury's a prick. He's like Kyler Murray. Now I like Cliff Kingsbury. He's just everywhere, Baker Mayfield. I'm not a cookie cutter quarterback. He's like a guy, I don't need the attention, I'm me, but yet he's chirping at Colin Cowherd all the time. He's shotgunning beers at Cleveland games. He's so desperate for attention. Like Baker Mayfield, the cloud of Baker Mayfield has just gotten to such a level, and maybe it's everybody talking about Baker Mayfield, but he's just really become unlikable. When he was at Oklahoma, when he was out there playing with Joe Mixon and Dede Westbrook, he was a guy that genuinely loved his teammates, and he still does love his teammates. But now Baker Mayfield, Baker Mayfield talking about Daniel Jones, talking about the Giants fan base, crapping on Sam Ehlinger, a really young kid, Cliff Kingsbury. Eventually Baker Mayfield's going to cross something that you care about. And Baker Mayfield now, the whole media, everybody, I think it's really the media. I just can't stand the Cleveland Browns, honestly. And this is as authentic of a video as you're going to see from me. I don't like that team. I don't. It would be great if they lost. Great, because they think that everything's going to come together and be successful. I want to see a team like Pittsburgh that has grinded together for years. I want to see them win, and I want to see Cleveland continue to lose. This team now with Odell Beckham Jr. has now become the NFL hotspot, and they haven't done anything yet. And I hope the Giants can win in spite of trading Odell Beckham. That would just be absolutely unbelievable. So that's kind of my rant for today on the whole situation. It's just everything just adds up with Baker Mayfield. And I used to kind of like him, but now the guy is just so freaking annoying. He gets in everybody's business. He has to have media pieces about him all the time. I'm tired of it.